I've said this so many times before. Starting in 1st grade, I began learning Chinese in school. So I have actually been to China before. 4th grade, actually. But the flight did not go exactly as planned. We had arrived early, and me and my friend, who also went with us, even had enough time to come up with a secret handshake.
Pizza, 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 pizza. Sticky cheese, sticky cheese, sticky cheese, sticky cheese, sticky cheese. Hey!
When it was time to board, we all went up to the front desk, ready to check into the flight. But we couldn't. Turns out, we were not only trying to board the wrong flight, we were in the wrong terminal. We panicked and began to run all the way across the airport to try and catch a flight that had already taken off. We realized that we were not going to catch that flight by just running, so we hopped on a bus that took us to the terminal we needed to go to. Before leaving for China, my mom had packed this bag of Dave's bread full of paper towels. Why, you ask? Because I had a problem with bloody noses, and we get really bad bloody noses at least once a week. We nicknamed this bag the loaf bag, and I honestly did not think I would need it. But on the bus ride, I was trying to catch my breath when I tasted something a little bit salty in my throat, and felt something that was not supposed to be there in my nose. Bloody nose! Loaf bag! With the loaf bag in my hands and a paper towel on my nose, we ran out of the bus into the terminal. My mom is always super prepared, and before going to China, she had bought these brand new backpacks for the trip. Turns out, those backpacks do not do well for running around like crazy emojis in an airport, trying to catch a flight that was already flying. I was running right behind my mom and saw her backpack zip open and everything fly out. I looked behind me and my backpack had done the same. Luckily, someone behind me helped pick up everything from my backpack, and then I helped my mom pick up everything from her backpack, and my friend and her mom were there. You know how I said my mom was super prepared? Yeah, well, in that moment, she pulled out hiking string from her backpack, even though we weren't going hiking in China, and tied our backpacks together with it. We still have those backpacks today, and I have no idea how she knew we would need hiking string. To no surprise, when we arrived at the right flight, it had already taken off. We sat down and I began trying to get my bloody nose to stop. That's when this flight person thingy walked over. I thought he came over because my friend's mom had been on enough flights that she had some flight points or whatever. She and her daughter got to fly in 1st class, and he was there to help her. But apparently, he saw my bloody nose and thought it was a medical emergency and came over to help me. I told him I had it handled. But thanks to this guy, we got a replacement flight to China the next day. Thank you, Nathan! Me and my friend even added a section to our secret handshake about Sir Nathan. After missing our flight to China the day before, we were not gonna miss another. And if you were expecting another disastrous story, nope. We got onto our flight, no problems, and it was practically empty. The one other person in the flight was this one lady who slept the whole time and threw up when we landed. But the flight was so empty that my mom could go to a different row of seats and sleep there, and she was actually able to fall asleep, which was miraculous. So, we finally landed in China. I'll definitely make a separate video about stories while we were in China. Well, during my trip to China, I documented my travels in 3 different journals. So let's read through them and see what I documented about the crazy flight. Mr. Flight went to a beach in LA, met a cool guy named Nathan, woohoo! And what I like the best is the funny story at the end. True. Then I did this little comic thing, I guess. So, oh no, you're in the wrong terminal. Oh no, run! My backpack split open. Uh-oh, bloody nose, my nose, my nose! I give you a flight and hotel. Yay! Beach time! I never mentioned, but we did spend a day in LA and it was great. And then here's my little journal. Today was crazy. Here's what happened. We flew to LA and prepared to get on our next flight. When it was time to board the plane, Mommy had to go out to the front desk to check our cards. And they said we weren't in the wrong flight, we were in the wrong terminal. Why is this literally exactly the script that I wrote for this video? So we ran to the shuttle and finally got to Terminal 3. No way! No possible way. When I was writing the script, I just wrote out a random terminal. I didn't think that we were actually trying to get to Terminal 3. That's hilarious. Then we ran, and if it couldn't get any worse, my zipper on my backpack split open. A nice lady helped me clean it up. Friend and friend's mom were waiting together. When I went up to them, I felt blood coming down to my nose. Good thing Mom packed tissues. She's always prepared. I didn't talk about the loaf bag. So we ran, and now we had Mom's split backpack with my split backpack, friend carrying tons of luggage, my bloody nose, and stressed out friend's mom. Everyone was a mess. Run, my mom shouted. Everyone ran. Then we met a guy named Nathan. He was working at the airport. He thought my bloody nose was some kind of medical emergency, and gave us free flights for the next day in a really nice hotel because of my medical emergency. So that's that. Anyway, bye!